Guys, welcome back to my quest for today, and we're going to be making a soup out of meatballs with beef and pork and little noodles. So here we go. Hey guys, so we're going to be needing some pasta. We're also going to be needing some beef and pork, some zucchinis, some garlic, salt, oregano, black pepper, some milk, some spearmint, some tomatoes, 1 egg, garlic, onions, bread, a little bit of rice, and here we go. Now we're going to be getting 4 tomatoes, putting them in the pot to boil. Then we're going to grab our zucchinis. We're going to make sure that we wash them very good, very thorough, so those are nice and clean, so that we can start cutting them. As soon as we have our zucchinis all washed up, we're going to cut them in 2 different sizes. One size is going to be really little because we're going to put them with the meatballs, and the other ones are going to be a little bigger size. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting some onions, and we're going to be cutting 2 garlic cloves. So we're going to go ahead and really make sure that they're nice and small. And at the same time, once we've done this, we're going to be cutting a little bit also of spearmint. And we're going to be making sure that that's also a fine cut. Okay guys, now we're going to get ready to get our little stuff that we need in order to start mixing our meatballs. Now, I have 1 pound of ground beef, okay, and I also have 1 pound of pork, and we're going to be adding 1 egg, okay, and after we add the egg, we're going to add the little piece of bread that I told you we needed, which is not a lot, it's just a little bit to give it texture. Then we're going to add 1/4 of milk, okay? Oops, just spilled a little bit, but we're all good, safe. Then we're going to add a little bit of rice. The one ingredient I didn't tell you guys that I was adding was thyme. A lot of people don't like it. I actually added a little bit of it. Now we're going to add our spearmint, and we're going to be adding our garlic with our onions. And finally, we're going to be adding our really cut up thin zucchini. Okay, now guys, I didn't really get the video before, but obviously before you start cooking anything or before you start handling food, you know that you want to wash your hands very, very thoroughly. I actually did this before, and I also did it intermediate, like in the middle when I was cooking at all times. So now I'm going to go ahead and wash them again for the second time because I'm going to be ready to start mixing our meat. Okay, this is almost ready, and we're going to start making our little pieces of meatballs. But meanwhile, our tomatoes are already boiled and ready. So we're going to start preparing them to put it into our blender. So we're going to grab the 4 tomatoes. We're going to put a piece of onion. And we're going to add the 2 pieces of garlic. Once we have put everything in the blender, we're going to use some of our water that we used to warm up the tomatoes. So we're going to put it in to give it, you know, okay, and we're going to blend it. Okay guys, so I had already put in my tomatoes in the pot, but I had to retake it and do it again because I spilled a little bit all over the place, so I had to clean it for you guys. That's why you can see a little bit of tomato on the side of the pot. Anyhow, wanted to make sure that I explained that to you. My pot was not dirty. Anyway, so now that I have blended it and put it into my pot, I added a few pieces of spearmint, and I also added salt. You can also make sure that when you are putting salt that you actually are tasting it as you do it to make sure that that's what you like. Also guys, I forgot to mention we will be needing some broth, chicken or veggie or beef, whatever you prefer, so that we can add to the soup. Meanwhile, I put a little pan there with a little bit of oil so it could get warm. As you can see, I already put my broth into the blender so that I can put it into the pot. And we're going to be putting in all the pre-made meatballs that I already had ready. And we're going to start doing that right now. That way, once we start putting this in, the soup will start cooking with the meatball, giving it flavor as it cooks. Once all of that is already in, we're going to go ahead and close it up for a little bit while that cooks. And on the side, where I had my pot with the oil, we're going to put some of this pasta. And we're going to mix it up to make sure that it gives us a little brownish color with a little bit of olive oil. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and put it in the soup. Something else I wanted to share with you guys is I got this on Amazon online, which was a great deal, and I think it comes in a pack of 6, and it's actually really good. It conserves your food and your veggies. I actually had my cilantro and my mint spice on here, and it's lasted for like a week or 2 weeks. So this is a good buy, guys. I would highly recommend getting one, especially if you don't be using your cilantro or your mint seasoning, you know, all the time, just once in a blue moon. Okay, see, here's my extra spearmint. Hey guys, and there you have it. It's nice and sealed in there. Okay guys, once it's been boiling for about maybe 8 to 10 minutes, you go ahead and you want to check it. You want to make sure that they're fully cooked. And if you see the color, there's a difference of color between them. That doesn't mean it's not cooked. It's because, remember, it has 2 types of meats. It has pork and it also has beef. So they're pretty cooked already, and I already tasted it, and it has a really good flavor. Sometimes, depending on your taste buds, you want to add a little bit more of maybe garlic salt, or perhaps a little bit of more some of this chicken broth also to give it a little taste. Otherwise, you're good to go. While that's boiling, we have on the side here our little pasta that we're going to be adding. So we're going to be doing that. Okay guys, so I have my pasta ready here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Okay, and we're going to mix, and we're going to cover it and wait another 8 minutes. Back. So after these little 8 minutes, we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of zucchini into it, which is what I had cut up on the side that I had leftovers from what I put on the meatballs. And now we'll wait and cover it up for another, maybe, I don't know, another 8 minutes. And there you have it, guys, my yummy bowl of soup. Don't forget, you can also add a touch of cheese on top, and your homemade tortillas are always a must. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon. Give a thumbs up, share my video, and I'll be back.